welcome back. So I'm in my office and I've already kind of did my eye makeup, but I'm just gonna touch it up so that you can see what I did. And I have been using the She's a 10 eyeshadow palette from Dose of Colors. They came out with this, I believe, in 2023 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of their brand. So I'm going to show you what I used and how I used it. And, you know, so I've been reading the news. I have an update, quick update on one case, but then I'm going to talk about something else for sure. Just an update on the woman who, it's very Weekend at Bernie's. You know that movie. So she's in Brazil. Her name is Erika, what's her real name? Her full name, Erika de Sousa Vieira Nunez. She escorted in a wheelchair her deceased uncle to the bank, Paulo Roberto Braga, that's his name. I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is 2023. So she escorts him in a wheelchair to the bank and tries to pretend that he is in his body. And then I'm going in with That's Cool, which is this, I guess like a cool toned, like a taupe, and putting that right next to it. So Erika is in the bank and she's like, Uncle, you need to go ahead and sign this. I can't sign it for you. Like, stop tripping. So the bank employees are like, ma'am, something ain't right. And they call the authorities and she gets arrested, suspected of fraud, and she's in jail for 16 days before she gets bond. And then I'm going in with this shade, 10 Years. It's a dark gray shimmer, silvery gray, and just putting it right here. So 3 shades and done. Yeah, so when she went into the bank, she was like, I care for him, I'm his carer, I'm his niece, and he just needs to get this money out. It was like 17,000 Brazilian reais, I think is how it's pronounced. I don't speak Portuguese, but it's similar to Spanish. And that's like 3,200 US dollars. So then when she gets out on bond, she like makes a statement and she's like, I don't care for him, and like he cares for himself, and he don't even have a job. So like me and my family, we are fine financially. We don't borrow money from him. She's like, I took him to the bank because he had wanted to take out that money for himself. And like, I just went with him and he was fine when we got to the bank. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what y'all talking about. So she does have a lawyer, because I don't think she could have came up with this story on her own. This is very much lawyer speak. Very much lawyer speak. And she says she doesn't remember the incident because she took too much Zolpidem. Now, Zolpidem is Ambien. And I don't know if you've ever taken Ambien, but Ambien will knock you the F out. Like, you'll take it and you'll be up, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden it's like, and then you wake up the next day. Now, from what I remember, you only supposed to take the highest dosage I believe you're supposed to take is 10 milligrams. So I'm like, how much did she take? This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation in the shade 59N. And I just used the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum as a to prime my face. So she said she took too much Zolpidem, too much Ambien, and doesn't remember what happened. Now, it is known that Ambien can have some interesting effects on your person. People have been known to do crazy things taking Ambien, like sleepwalking, sleep eating, sleep getting it on, like all kinds of stuff, and you're just not like aware, you're not cognizant of what's going on. So if I feel like there is no way that whoever prescribed that didn't tell her, or even she didn't read the label, that don't do anything once you take this. Don't try to do nothing. Go in your bed. I'm gonna go in with this. I've had this Tarte concealer forever. I'm trying to get through it. So she's like, I don't remember nothing. I was under treatment for issues. I'm guessing some issues that are, that cause some, some sleep disturbance. And she's like, I'm not a monster. I don't know what y'all talking about. So I don't know what's gonna happen to Erika, but I don't know that people's gonna believe her. I believe the Ambien part, but I don't know. You got this man in a wheelchair, somehow got to the bank, was engaging with him, and it don't make sense to me, but maybe it makes sense to Miss Nunez. But that is not the only story about people doing that mess. It's very Weekend at Bernie's, very much so. And I don't know why people think they gonna get away with it. I guess they're like, bank tellers ain't gonna care. They don't care about that. And in some ways, maybe they don't, because they just want your money. But she was over here trying to take money, and the bank is like, we think not. Anyway, let me real quick tell you about this other story. I have like 6 minutes. There was an alleged dealer of drogas, and he was found to be hiding drugs in his person, not on his person, in his person. Do you know what that means? That he don't just have it in his pocket, in his like shirt. He has it in him somewhere. This was in Chicago. Let me give you his name. What's his name? Hassan A. Grant, 37. He was charged with possession of a controlled substance and obstructing a peace officer. So Hassan is walking down the street. He has on 3 pair of pants, which, you know what? It's cold in Chicago. So I'm like, that's not too out of the realm of possibility, okay? I mean, listen, it's cold in Chicago. So I'm like, no big deal. He wearing 3 pairs of pants. And he made some sort of like exchange with someone on the street, and he's like walking away. And I don't even know why they thought to stop him. Oh, I guess they were working on a case, and an officer observed him and another subject like doing a hand-to-hand exchange, like a transaction, and Hassan Grant went walking down the street. And somehow they learned that he was, selling stuff, and not good stuff, like stuff that's bad. Not that any drug is good, but, stuff that's not good. So the source that they learned this from told them that he hides his drugs in his person, and that he also might have a weapon and try to like rob somebody. So they stop him. Now, this is the thing. He gave them consent to search him. And they found a little baggie. It is a strip search. The baggie was between his cheeks. And I don't mean these cheeks. The other cheeks. They were between his cheeks. And he refused to comply with officers who were trying to retrieve it. This is not part of my job. I would be like, listen, I am not. Okay? I'm not gonna try to retrieve this. I don't know what to call somebody else, okay? I'm not gonna try. Call somebody else. I am not interested on being on the street parting somebody buttocks to get some drugs. Plus, it's a little baggy. Let's just leave it there. So, of course, Mr. Grant is like, oh, I'm having chest pains. Oh, I don't feel good. So the ambulance comes, and while he's on the stretcher, be like, oh my God, 3 more bags fall out. Of course, he has other charges from previous incidents. I have learned so much about all these people just like having stuff in places that I wouldn't know. Like, see, here's the thing. I put stuff in my bra, but I really feel like that's different from putting it other places. Cause like, that's not in my person. That's in my bra, right? That's in my brassiere. It's not in any orifice. Cause I don't have time, energy. I don't think I have space to be doing that. And I want to know, when he did this little exchange with that person, where he take it from, where he take the drugs from, because if I'm doing that, which I never have and never will, and you pull out a little baggie from your cheeks, transaction over. Transaction done. No. No, we just not gonna do it. We not gonna do this. I don't need it that bad. And people are real. Like, you're not inconspicuous, babes. You're walking down the street with 3 pair of pantalones, which, you know, like I said, in some ways it makes sense because it's cold as ice in Chicago. Cold as ice. But yet and still, baby, I wonder if he had to do that to keep on. I'm not even gonna say nothing, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and see this client, and then I'm gonna come back and wrap it all up for you, okay? So I promised I would come back and finish everything up. I have not set with powder, so I'm going to use this mini Charlotte Tilbury powder. Got some pan in that. You know, I love using my stuff. Yeah, so those are the things that are on my mind today regarding the news. I am wondering what you're thinking about those things. If you've heard about them, and just what you think, because we know my thoughts. Now, I do have on a gloss. It's actually just the dregs of a gloss from Colored Rain. I think I kind of like leaving the gloss rather than putting on a red lipstick. I think I'll leave it with just the gloss. Yeah. Anyways, I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. Let me know how you are taking care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.